Hey everyone, are you ready to be fired up? Because I sure am. I have Pamela Terry here. She is a superstar, selling tons of homes every single year. Definitely a top producer. She's going to be telling all of her secrets about successful habits in real estate. She is out of Maryland. Her chapter is on that. So welcome.
Thank you. It's an honor.
So talk to us. So tell me. So your chapter was on what?
Creating habits that will lead you to success.
So talk to me a little bit about your real estate journey. How long have you been in real estate? What kind of numbers are you doing?
I started in real estate back in 2001.
Wow.
And I was with one company. It was a very small brokerage in Frostburg, Maryland from 2001 until about 3 years ago.
Wow.
And then I switched and went with EXP. I love real estate. When I started out, I did it part-time for years. I was married. I had an infant. I was looking for something at the time to supplement my income. So for 11 years, I did it part-time.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got married, my husband and I talked, and I said, I said, I want to give this a shot. I want to do it full-time. And I have no regrets looking back.
Oh, so good. And you're a superstar. You sell a lot of homes, and you do everything on your own.
Yes.
Yes. So talk to a little bit of that. How many homes did you sell in the past 12 months last year?
Last year, I sold 78.
78 homes as a solo agent. Now, I know how hard that is. It is a lot. And you even do your own transaction coordinating. We're trying to get you away from that. We're like, no more doing your own transaction coordinating, but you do everything all by yourself. Solo, that's so great. So your chapter is on success habits. I mean, I think it's a huge factor, but you and I are very similar. We both believe in mindset. Can you tell us, kind of review your chapter? And then don't forget, if you go to KristaMashore.com/secrets, you can actually read her whole chapter as well as the other top producing agents.
Oh, my chapter was about some different things that you can do it's habits that you create to keep you on task. Mm-hmm. For example, the very first thing is mindset. Mm-hmm. Be positive. Mm-hmm. Anything negative that comes into play, from reading your book, Stop, Snap, and Switch, I'm like, okay, you cannot do that. I think it's something positive, or reword it, switch over, and I stay on task.
Mm-hmm. That's hard to do sometimes too.
It is, because sometimes I think we're our worst critic.
Yeah. Yes, I'm hard on myself.
Yeah. The next thing, usually the night before, I kind of pre-plan my day. I use the daily sheet. I write everything down that I need to do for the following day. I put it in order by what's most important.
Mm-hmm.
And then I time block.
Smart.
Now, in real estate, as everyone knows, you can set out with a plan and it can change in a split second. But I do at least my top 3. I try to get done in the time frames that I allot. I also, as agents, we know that the phone rings constantly. Mm-hmm. So I bought what is called a Pomidor cube, mm-hmm. and it is setting a timer and staying focused on one task, mm-hmm. at least for 30 minutes. Mm-hmm. Reset if you need to. Stay focused until it's completed. The key is to continue that until you're done, and then you go to the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
You follow your schedule in your time blocks to get everything done, basically.
Yeah.
So those are things that I have been using to try to keep me on track.
It's hard to, so the Pomodoro Technique is where you set a timer for 25 minutes. I actually now call it a success sprint. So what I do is I set it for 30, and then I thrive in between. And by the way, she mentioned her daily sheet. That has been very helpful to a lot of people. We'll put a copy of the daily sheet in the show notes so we can make a note of that. We will get a copy of the daily sheet that you can utilize on a daily basis. But research shows that the more that you multitask, the harder it is to stay on task. The more you take yourself off of a task, it takes up to 23 minutes for your brain to regroup. And so that's the whole idea behind setting that timer. And it shows that you can get, if you do your Pomodoro or your success sprints, again, 30 minutes on, then you take a 3 to 5 minute break. You do that 4 times and you focus on just one thing, that you will save up to 16 hours a week just by staying on task. And I mean, you're pretty committed to that time blocking.
You have to be. You have to be. When you're busy, you're the only one. and I work alone. So I have to have something set in place to keep me on task.
Yeah.
It's very easy. And the one thing I can't stress enough is put your phone away. Put it on silence. Because I know I'm like anyone else. If I hear a beep and I get a notification that someone has messaged me, what do? I stop and I look.
Yeah.
Most of the time, I will put my phone on silent. I'll put it in my desk drawer, and I continue on my task.
Yeah.
And that's the key. You've got to stay focused.
Aren't you shocked at how much you get when you're really super highly focused on one thing and you're not scattered? Aren't you shocked at how much you can get done?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah. Yes. So mindset's huge. Sticking to daily schedule. You said that you do at least 3 things the night before you plan out your day. You know, it's crazy. There's a lot of research too, even on preparing the night before. Just by preparing the night before, number one, you're more productive in the morning and you sleep better because your brain is kind of already working through how to have more of a successful day, and you're not thinking or worrying about what do I have to do tomorrow? What time am I going to wake up? What's my day like? You know, it's been huge for me as well.
Well, I know when I've gotten up in the morning and I'll look at my sheet, I'm like, oh my goodness, I forgot completely about that.
Yeah.
You know, so it's good that I write it down. And sometimes I'll even have like a little notepad and a pen right by my bed. You know, I finally lay down and I'm like, oh, I got to do this. So I'm writing it down. So I remember to make sure I put it in and I time block for it.
Yeah, that's so good. That's so good. I was going to say something, but I just lost my train of thought there for a second. But yeah, it's very, very important, especially in real estate. Like you said, things can get derailed so quickly.
Yes.
And a lot of the things that people do, I feel they're so busy, but they're not busy doing what really matters, right? They're just busy doing things that really aren't helping their success. When you say that you try to do 3 things, what are like 3 non-negotiables every day that you would say that you do as a top producing agent selling 78 homes in 1 year? My gosh.
One of the first things that I do, I mean, if I've got transactions that are pending, I am always making sure everything is flowing and where it needs to be. I actually I've got a transaction board. When I'm sitting at my desk, I can look. I know when inspections are due. I know when the deadlines are. You know, it's like almost like a checklist. And so I always review that daily just to make sure that I'm not going to miss anything.
Yeah.
I do return phone calls. I think it's very important to follow up with my clients. I do try to keep an automated system with clients that I'm working with that are just starting. They're just starting looking. Set something up that's automated, that anything new that goes on the market that they may be interested in, that is something that I can just set up and they will receive listings. And it's not something I'm taking time away from, you know, having to do that.
Yeah, more automations. Absolutely,
Yes.
more automations.
Yes.
Now, what would you say to the agents that are like right now, they're all, you know, we've had limited inventory. We've had high interest rates now going on 2 years. It's not the kind of market. And they're saying probably the next year and a half is going to continue to be that way. But it hasn't affected your business. I mean, your business is continuing to grow.
Correct.
Correct.
I'm very thankful and very grateful for that. A lot of my business now, I have a lot of referrals. And I think as a new agent starting out, it is very tough right now. It is not an easy job. You know, you have to start out at the bottom. You have to build yourself. You have to market yourself. And that, with being in your program, is what I've learned to do over the past 5 years. And being in the industry since 2001, I've gotten myself more established. So that's been a huge help for me. The systems that you have, that you've taught us, you know, has helped me tremendously. A new agent doesn't necessarily have that.
Yeah.
But I do get a lot of repeat business now since I am more established than what I was years ago.
Do you find the marketing is helping with that? Like I always say, refer, retain, relist, resell.
Oh my goodness.
If past clients are they're reminded that it's making it impossible for them to forget about you because your marketing is continuing to show up.
Yes. I do a lot of social media marketing on Facebook. I do tons of reach ads.
Yes.
Which that has helped me tremendously. I've done a lot of that, even if it's just a static ad, or if I'm sending out a flyer or promoting a listing of mine. I've also done video walkthroughs on properties, which is something good because it's not, you don't see that all the time. Doing market updates, something I find it very important to not just serve, not just sell, because I believe if you serve, the selling will come.
Yes.
And if you add value for someone, they're going to appreciate that. They're going to remember that.
Yeah, 1,000%.
So, and I like to set myself apart. My tagline is hustle and heart sets me apart. And I want people to know I'm compassionate. I know this is going to be the biggest investment they're probably ever going to make.
Mm-hmm.
I want the process to run smooth for them. I want them to know that I'm there, I'm listening. It's not always about the money.
Yeah, you take it serious.
I take it serious. It's about the relationships that we are making, we're building between other people.
Yeah, 1,000%. So what would you say, to an agent right now who is struggling? Let's just say let's just say it's a top producer like you who's struggling as well because they don't have the systems and processes and they feel like they're spinning their wheels. So either that one or a new agent, what would your advice be on what they should do right now in the times that we're in?
Right now, I feel that video is huge. Mm-hmm. I think they need to do some videos. I think they need to put that out on every platform on social media.
Yeah.
I think they should run ads behind it to try to reach the masses.
Yeah. And that's one thing. It's like video is great, but if no one sees it, it doesn't make a difference. So
exactly.
There's a paying for exposure, paying for attention. Attention is currency. And being consistent about it and giving it the time that it takes is one of the biggest keys. And that's one of the things I see most agents struggle with is they just don't give things the time it takes, right?
Consistency really should become a habit.
Exactly. I love it about you is you can just tell, number one, that you walk the walk that you're talking. Like you can tell that you actually do the systems. You have the success habits set up. You follow them, and it's a part of who you are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can honestly say you have the systems in place. You do your best to follow it and to work it. Do we all get busy and it gets crazy sometimes? You're like, oh, I needed to do this. Get back and do it.
Yeah.
Just do it because I feel a lot of us will hold ourselves back because we feel, my hair is not right. I'm too tall. I'm too short. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. We criticize ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
If we waited until everything was just perfect, it would never happen.
Absolutely.
So my philosophy is just do it and get it done.
Do it now.
Do it now,
right? Get it good enough to move on. Done is better than perfect. Perfectly imperfect. Take progress, not perfection. I think it's a huge. Pamela, this has been so good. I appreciate you so much. I always end every podcast. And again, first of all, tell people where they can find you, follow you, reach out to you. If you've got anybody in Maryland, right? You've got referrals. Pamela is your girl. If you want them to be well taken care of, remind them where they can reach out to you.
I have my website is homesbypamelaterry.com. My email is pamela.terry@exprealty.com. Can I give them my phone number?
Go look her up. Go look up Terry.
Look me up. I would be happy to help.
And go to KristaMashore.com/secrets to be able to see all of her success habits in her chapter, as well as reading all the other top producing agents. Pamela, thank you so much. I always end it this way. What would be the one piece of advice, whether it was personal, business, marriage, whatever, what would your advice be?
Never give up. Always reach for the stars.
Ooh, never give up. That's it. If you don't give up, you cannot fail. It will always happen.
Right. And always remember, and I believe it was Ellen Norris that said, perfectionism is the mountain with no peak.
Oh, I love that. Perfectionism is the mountain with no peak. Well, everyone, I hope you are just as fired up as I am. Pamela, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Everyone, go to KristaMashore.com/secrets. Download, get your free copy, get your copy of our book, and we'll see you next time. Thanks so much for watching my video. You can learn more about how to be a successful real estate professional by watching other videos that I have. And be sure to subscribe to my channel. And as always, make it a great home selling and buying day.